It's the 1, it's the 2, it's a 3, it's a... Hey, hey, hey. Float, Linda, float, Linda, float. Okay, this is a wellness podcast. This the wellness plug podcast. This the wellness plug podcast.
The name is Dr. G.
Hey,
That's who I be.
everywhere I go, I ride with G-O-D. You know, because we ride it with God.
Don't leave me.
Greetings, and a warm welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us to yet another beautiful episode, the very first episode of season 2.
Hell yeah.
Hello. And guys, this is the very first episode in a very new studio with our very first VIP plugger that I'd like to welcome, Shekhinah.
Oh my
Thank you,
God.
thank
I
you
think
very
that
much.
deserves
Thank
an
you very much.
applause.
Yeah, Shekhinah's always on stage performing, collecting awards, getting all the accolades. But today, she's on the green couch with me and my co-host.
Oh, do we just happen to be here?
And them.
We're just here for
and
the
my
fans.
co-host. So I'm very excited. My name is Linda Machola. I'm one of the co-hosts. And I'd like to introduce my fellow co-host, Dr. G.
Hello,
And
everybody.
Kat.
Hello there. Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to be together again, isn't it?
Yes.
And, as I was thinking and preparing for this, and I thought of all of us communally, how excited we have been to have you on
Come
this
on.
couch. You have no idea how we prayed for this moment.
we did.
And to have it come to fruition, it is such a privilege and an honor for us to see you, to be sitting next to you. We love you. We are fans, and we can't wait to explore this journey with you.
Thank you for having me. I think this is the second podcast I've done. I did say I've never done one, but I think I've done
Wow.
one. So yeah, I'm excited. I talk a lot. I think that's why I don't go.
That's a good thing.
You're in good company here, I can tell you. And just also, Shekhinah, I think one of the greatest things about being able to have someone like you is because our theme is music and wellness.
Okay.
So
vibes.
to have one of this generation's soul icons, we are incredibly happy. And look, I don't want to lie, we're going to have serious bragging rights after this because we know you don't go out in these streets and interview with just
Yeah.
anybody.
No, I don't.
So
It's
thank
so
you.
personal, but thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So we usually kick off our show with a little intro where we ask each and every one of us, how are you? So I just want to ask, how are you, Shekhinah?
Good.
No, guys, I think we didn't brief
We decided we're gonna scrap that, right?
We need a more like
This is a check-in of in this very moment right now, Give yourself, I think a good way to start is to go from a scale of 0 to 10. Where are you on that scale and why
Always
are you
like
on that
that.
scale particularly?
On a scale of 0 to 10, to be honest with you, I'd say I'm a solid 7 or 8. And only because I can really tell when I'm not good.
Okay.
And I'm an oversharer, so I'm not afraid to communicate when I'm not good. And I'm not always good. So when I'm
Okay.
good, I'm good.
Girl.
Yeah. But I know good is just a weird way to explain how I'm feeling, but I'm good. I don't know what's happening in life, but I'm at peace about that also. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
That
I
is
love
the
that.
answer we go for, right? It has an extreme personal essence. And I have to apologize because I created that culture in the industry that I work on. The most important question I've always said as a wellness doctor in life that we do not often ask or answer properly is how are you? Because life is an ever evolving cycle. And what we try and do here is to normalize who we are as human beings first. And not
Appreciate
Instagram
that.
quotes and pictures.
Appreciate
And as big
that.
of an international artist as you are, there's a lot going on. So when you're having a good day, for us, it's a good day.
Yeah. It means a
Because
lot to have a
what
good
your
day.
industry particularly has had to witness, experience, I think we'll get that
Yeah.
into that a little bit further because we need to also now honor Shekhinah's answered the question.
Absolutely.
So I'd
Linda.
like to throw it back to Linda. How are you today?
How am I? I love the segment because I actually do. I practice it a lot now every morning when I wake up.
That's amazing.
How are you? Okay, I'm also good.
Are you going to give us a rating?
But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably an 8.
Okay.
That's lovely.
The 2 is also because the 2 that I've left out is because I don't know what the hell is going on.
Dude,
I don't know if I'm entering or I'm exiting. I don't know if I'm taking off or landing.
Okay.
But I think that's the beauty of life when you really you just take it as it is. It's like a flower. A flower just it grows, it blooms, and it dies, and eventually, but it still served its purpose of being a beautiful flower and existing. So I think that's where I am. I'm like, I'm existing. I'm here. I'm living. I'm breathing. I don't have to be achieving great things all the damn time. I don't have to always be, participating in grand projects and whatever. I think I'm at that point where I'm just that plant or that flower that's just there.
Oh, love it.
So well
love
said.
It, love
and this is
it.
why I love the fact that we always start the wellness plug with this. I'm feeling like I can bully you guys a little bit further before you come to me, right? So
Is this family bullying?
My favorite little brother.
For me, I've
Busy guy.
had arguably one of the best weeks of my life.
Come on, man.
Right? Like I have
This
just
is how
gotten
we're
into
starting.
a brand new TV show that I'm filming. And it's not just that, it's what this TV show represents in my life and what it is that I seek to do with the talents that I have, where I have the opportunity to be of value to a community, not just in being a broadcaster, but being there to speak to people and connect with them. And I got the chance to do that with 20 people over this past week, like filming back-to-back episodes of this new show.
What is the
and
show?
feeling like...
Are you ready
Yeah,
to
I'm
tell
also like,
us?
what's the show?
Come on.
Oh, I think
Come on.
I'm allowed to say by now, right? I'm not allowed to say.
But
I'm not allowed to
Understood.
say.
Still allowed to. Okay, if you can't give us the secret, we're excited. We're going to be watching your page.
Yeah.
It's good with the good secrets. I roll with that. I think it's important that I try. You've got a lot of fans, and seeing you come back on Espresso has been a huge thing.
Yeah.
So I represent that clan, and if you can't tell us yet, I'm good with that.
It's cool.
Pluggers,
I think soon
we
enough
will
you'll
break
find
it
out. But
to
I think
you.
what's made it amazing is that in each of the times that I've had the chance to interact with these people, I found a natural and authentic way of connecting with their story and finding the human side that connects with mine.
Nice.
And then we have a genuine interaction that leaves both of us feeling like, oh, wow, okay, yeah,
What is the show?
we're good.
I know.
We're good.
He's
We're good.
creating. He's the one creating the drama.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a solid 8.5 to 9 right now.
Damn. I now feel like I might be the party pooper on this
No,
show.
don't. No, it's not party pooper. Where you at? Where you at?
Yo, how's the doctor? I think having spent over 16 years making sure that people are well, what's been interesting about my last 2 years and especially today is I'm enjoying the fact that I'm getting more in tune with my own state of mind. And that's not to say I've been ignoring how I am over the last couple of years, but let's be honest, the pandemic was extremely, extremely exhausting. And there's been a couple of conversations I've been having with doctors lately. We're starting to feel the burnout. So I'm going to come correct here to say, I've been going through an interesting time.
Yeah.
I'd put myself probably at a good 6.5 today.
Mm-hmm.
What's picked me up today is this. My ability to channel the work that I do creatively always inspires me and lifts me up. But honestly, night and day, probably 3 days ago, I was at a 3. Burnout is a very tough thing to articulate to a lot of people. So if you are going through burnout, I hear you, I feel you. And just because we are healthcare professionals doesn't make us less human.
That's
so
true.
I also do, in this particular conversation, want to bring this conversation of we often hide behind the people need me to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I'm grateful for is as much as scientifically we can explain that burnout happens after a big pandemic or a crisis, there's a lot of us that still have to work because there are less doctors in the world.
Yeah.
So a solid shout out to everybody who's kept going through this time. I think what's great as well is that as long as you're staying honest about where you are, you'll get stronger, you'll get braver, you'll get healthier. So
Absolutely.
look after yourself wherever you are.
Yeah.
I still think 6.5 is pretty good.
6.5 is pretty good.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's good.
Especially 6.5 when you're looking like a 10 out of 10.
I was thinking the same
Minus
thing. You're
nothing.
talking and I'm like, you look
Minus
good.
I
nothing.
have to say that I am representing the 40s really well. Hey, girls.
On the fourth
love
floor,
that.
take it
Let's
to
keep
the
moving.
top.
Let's keep moving. We
Yeah,
got a lot
listen.
of show to get through.
Yeah, we do. Because now we're about to get into one of my favorite segments.
Oh.
And so we've got the voice from within. We all have that voice inside us, right? That speaks to us, that questions us, to which we need to respond honestly at all times to guide us in life.
Mhm.
We've just taken that voice and externalized it.
Oh no.
So what we do is you need to pick a number between 1 and 20.
Okay.
That's going to come with a question. Each number is associated with a question.
Okay, cool.
When that
That's
question
cool.
drops,
Welcome to our
when that
podcast,
question
Shekhinah.
I'm
drops,
just as nervous.
you've got to answer it as honestly as possible in this very moment.
Okay.
Being the special guest, you get the first pick. Between 1 and 20, what is your number?
Drum.
Number 2. Number 2. All right,
Number two.
voice from within, give us question number 2.
Is there a song that makes you emotional? Which song is it and why is it so powerful?
Too many songs make me emotional. But I'd say it's Lava Lamp by Thundercat. I play that song literally if I want to like embrace my sadness. So
Oh,
I love
wow.
Thundercat, and he's a crazy one. Like I think his project is called Drunk. And he's like 3 o'clock. I just can't. I love him. But Lava Lamp is literally it feels like my emotions in wave form. And I do only listen to it when I'm sad.
Question, when you are listening to it while you're sad, where in the song does it catch you?
When he goes, ooh, ooh, it's just ooze. And I'm like,
And then that song knows your tears.
yeah, that song knows my tears.
Oh,
It's just
I
the
love
ooze.
that.
And I'm like, yeah, it's not even what
love
he's
that.
saying. It's just how everything sounds sonically. Yeah.
That's the power
But I
of
love
music.
how music
right?
has that. When you listen to a sad song,
That's
it's not
it.
because you're saying, I want healing from it or I want to feel better.
No.
You just want to be in
Yes.
that moment.
I just want to
Right.
be, yeah.
You're not thinking about the next step afterwards. Like, I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to get better. Or even when you're going through like a breakup, you listen to like these love songs that put you out.
You say that, and I recently went on a trip, right, with a friend of mine, Sivanges, right? And I think I can speak about this because he's spoken about it publicly as well.
Okay.
The loss of his mom, which was a big, big impact on him. And one of the things that I found so powerful that he shared, and he shares this on social media as well, is that he allows himself to sit in the sadness when he feels her absence, instead of trying to necessarily find that magic potion that
Got it.
heals or running away from it and distracting himself with something else. He sits in it, and that's made him a lot stronger.
Yeah.
You're not
Because
lying
he's
to
not
yourself.
You know, hey?
That's it.
You're not lying to yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. And it reminds me exactly of what we talked about in the mental health episode in season 1, is that what's so important about pain, and if you recall this, pain, just like joy, is energy. It's creative.
Yeah,
and the
it's
reason it's so
strength.
important to be able to face it and embrace it is that is the fastest way you can start to recognize where you're hurting and start recovering and healing.
Yeah.
So to hear stories of people being brave enough to speak about some of the most private and emotional pain, losing parents, losing children, losing spouses, is some of the most painful experiences you'll have. It's encouraging for me to hear that there's more public figures who are really open about speaking about things like
Yeah.
grief and sadness. I really love the kind of courage we're starting to see. And it's part of the reason for me why the Wellness Plug is one of those spaces that is going to continue to champion those conversations. We put labels on things like what's comfortable and an uncomfortable conversation. So grief normally fits as an uncomfortable conversation. I'm really happy to hear that someone like Siv is so in tune with who he is, that he's willing to share. I appreciate,
he's great for that.
appreciate that and big up.
Okay.
We're not escaping. I can see what's happening here. You guys are trying to escape the voice from within.
Yeah, should I? Okay.
Linda, I feel like it's your turn. Okay.
7.
7.
Yeah.
Voice
7.
from within. Question number 7.
What song best represents you or your attitude to life?
My Lord. I listen to a lot of gospel music. That's the thing with me.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm trying to think exactly which one
Mhm.
best describes me, right?
Your attitude towards life and you.
Oof. It's a good question.
Wow, that is wow. I'm trying to
Especially
think.
because you are such a multi-layered character.
Yeah. The thing is with me, when it comes to music,
Yeah.
one moment I'll be listening to, your gospel. The next song I play is a jazz song. The next song I play is a Qom song.
Yeah.
So I'm always
Or like in one sitting.
I love that.
Yes.
Wow.
But I'm trying to think exactly which one. There's a song that I really like by I think her name is Charlotte Day Wilson or something.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it's Charlotte Day Wilson.
Uh-huh.
It's a song called Work.
Yeah.
And I just love it so much. She just really
I think I
speaks
know
about-
it.
Do you know?
It plays in
Na,
quite
na,
in
na,
the
na,
yes.
work.
It's there's a few
Yeah.
series
Yeah, I
that it
think
plays.
I love that song, and it really explains where I am right now. I'm just working on self, working on, not really fixing, but building who I am and
Right.
building the people that are close to me,
Yeah.
family. That's where I lay the bricks, and that's the song that kind of describes.
It
where
is
I
a great
am.
melody.
Wow.
Pluggers, when you have actually check out all the songs that you hear in today's podcast. I
Yeah.
think we're creating a playlist for you.
Oh,
Real time.
That's a good
like
idea. We should
that.
actually get a
A
playlist.
A
for the
TWP
episode.
playlist.
Okay.
Okay, done.
That's-
All right. That's your turn
am
now.
am I not escaping
Dr.
this?
G.
Whew, number 15, Voice from
Number
Within.
15, Voice from Within.
Does music have the power to change your mood?
Oh, without a doubt, yes. One of the accidental discoveries as I was growing up as a teenager was classical music. And I'd listened to a whole bunch of music thanks to my parents who love, obviously, all kinds of music back in the day. And I was that kid, by the way, that pretended to know English lyrics. So shout out to everyone who would sing along to songs that they didn't know and be like, da 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 da, was that girl. But yes, the reason for me, I believe it empowers mood. Every time I tended to start to resonate to listening to classical music, every time I needed the world to stand still. And when you're a child and you haven't discovered your mental health and the capacity, but when life just felt overwhelming, there was just something. I would literally ask my mom, and she would play a classical song. No vocals, nothing, but there was something about instruments that I fell in love with to a point where I actually then took up piano as an extension of it. And I've played piano for 21 years.
Wow.
There has been something really amazing about music on just its effect on the brain. But for me, if you want to find me in my safe place where I'm at complete peace, so it's just beyond uplifting my mood, I can definitely say music has an incredible power. I do want to give a shout out to soulful artists as well, because as I've gotten older, soul has replaced that
Classical music.
genre.
But
As
there's
a-
still a little bit of Tchaikovsky in your fingers there.
I can't shout out the FM, but that radio station knows who they are. Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, I guess it's my turn now.
Yes.
I'm going to go way to
Pick
the
a
top.
number.
Number 20.
Oh.
Top floor.
Aibo.
I love
Top floor. Take me to the
You're
top.
leaving us behind.
What movie has a very memorable soundtrack for you?
Lovely question.
VOW's on flick today.
Hey. It's
She
the
always
movie
is, eh?
that gets me, especially where I am right now. It's a movie called Man on Fire,
Oh, I love
starring
it.
Denzel Washington and Dakota Fanning. And I got this movie way before I became a father. And then when I became a father, it became even more significant to me, especially in that last scene. Spoiler, if you haven't watched the movie. But where Denzel is forced into a position where he has to exchange his life for the life of his child.
That's right.
Or not his child, but you see, that's why I'm saying it gets me, because in my mind, that's where I'm at, right? But he has to exchange his life for the life of Dakota Fanning's character, who is this girl that he is the bodyguard of. And he walks up this bridge to go to the gangsters that had kidnapped her. And she then crosses at some point with him, gives him a hug, they share a moment, and she runs to her mother while he walks to his death.
Yeah.
And it's a Mexican song that goes something like Una palabra no dice nada, pero los mos tiempos no dices todos. And I actually asked a friend of mine what those words mean.
Right.
And he said something along the lines of, one word sometimes means nothing, but it can hide everything. And that's kind of like been, yeah. Wow. So yeah, that's that.
I was in that with you.
I felt the
Take
scene.
me
'cause-
out. Take me out. Take me out of your feelings.
Check out the song though. Whenever I hear that song, it's a beautiful movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Voice of Within. So
Within.
Shekhinah, just to
Voice
give you
from
that heads
Within.
up, she always has that beautiful power to get us
Yeah.
into the deepest recesses of our mind. So thank you once again for exposing us in such a beautiful way. But I think it leads us so beautifully into today's discussion. And Like I said, I'm going to repeat without fangirling, of course, because, you know, I'm too old to fangirl. So I'm going to do this really calm and cool and collected. You are recognized not just in our country, but thankfully, at long last, all over the world, as one of the most distinctive soul voices of this generation. Today's music and wellness. And it's a combination for us. So I do want to share something quirky as we get into talking to you about your road with music and your journey with wellness. There's a reason. There's a reason it's you. You've had what we call an unconventional climb. And I think you can definitely, you have way more light to shed on that. But there's a reason we've suited up for you.
Oh, babe.
Are you getting the pun? Are you getting that? Are you getting it?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, cute.
You should be proud of what that album did. And what was great about what you did, even for artists in your genre, is how you picked that up. I want to kick off today's Wellness Solid with saluting you as a doctor who knows how people use music as medicine. Not only do I very openly and beautifully listen to you, but you really have a way. When you sing, and I remember an interview you did where you said for you, every lyric is about writing about the song and being in love with the song. It hits home. And this was our little small way as TWP, because girl, trust me, we don't look like this every day.
I saw y'all before glam.
I know, right? She's seen all our secret pluggers. So we just wanted to take a first moment to honor you.
Sure,
we
thank
suited
you.
up to celebrate all the accolades, all the awards. We felt that it deserved that. We know you're a very chilled person, but we wanted to kind of treat this as a celebration of your music. And how it impacts people. There are so many people who wish we could sit here and tell you what song hit them and what time they were going through. So for us, we want to kick off today's discussion on how you feel, because there can be pressure with that, right? So I'm gonna let my brothers take over. I just did want to tell you there was a reason to the sexiness you're seeing today.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's all for you. It's all for you.
Oh, that's overwhelming. Thank you.
It was a great album. How did you feel breaking from a reality series? Because I think it may not be the same environment as America, but Idols, I'm going to go off on a limb because I went through a fan series. I would say seasons 4 to 8 were iconic.
They were iconic.
Let's just call a spade a spade. Sorry to everyone else. You went through 2 of those, right? And then you get thrust into, now I got to do the album, and you hit us with that first EP. Your mind space of releasing music that's going to please people who'd become your followers and fans from the Idols era versus who Shekhinah wanted to be. What helped you clarify your voice? Because you've got such a clear voice in this industry.
Oh my goodness. I think, to be honest with you, what I always try to explain to people, that Idols was really great for me because of the way it was structured, that you don't, the other side of things that you don't see. Like Monday, you pick your song for the weekend.
Okay.
Tuesday, you shoot, hey, Shekhinah, this week I'm singing or whatever. Wednesday, you have vocal training. Thursday, you're rehearsing. Friday, you know what I mean? And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't know how to plan my life now. And that is so crazy because that's the life that I live now. On Monday, I have vocal training. Tuesday, I have piano. Wednesday, I have rehearsal. Friday is probably the show. You know what I mean? Saturday, it's like, it helped me understand that music could be a job for me. And I could stretch it out. And there could be something to do every single day, other than just singing.
Right.
So for me, that was great. Although that wasn't enough, I then went to college. College was took it a step further. I'm just being honest about how things happened for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For me, it was very educational based.
Right.
And at school, for 3 years, I did live performance at AFTA.
Okay.
And we worked on music. We worked on writing music. We worked the way the AFTER system works. I don't know. A lot of people are not a fan of AFTER. I can openly say that, but it worked for me.
Yeah.
Because you work with the film school, you work with the producers that study producing, you work with the CMS team that studies costume makeup, you work with the music school that does scoring. And for me, it teaches you how to work in a group and a team, which is what we see here today. There's people at the back that are doing the makeup and the styling. There's guys that are recording. And I needed to understand that that's how the environment worked, which is problematic because a lot of people don't get the opportunity to go to school or to go to a specialized school and know that we need all of these things. You need somebody that's helping you with production or doing your bookings or your invoices or whatever. So that really set me up so nicely. By the time I finished college, I had to hand in 40 songs to graduate, 40 written songs.
Wow.
Oh my days.
Yeah, it was hectic. It was hectic. You had to have-
It is a lot.
songs.
40 is a...
But they were right because you do write 40 songs and only 6 are good. So
Okay.
it was just so helpful. So as soon as I finished graduating, I'd already made, we had already written Back to the Beach, Your Eyes, Let You Know, On It. So I had really 4 really big songs in college.
Right.
But after that, the songs that you have now on the album, I wrote in school. Please, Mister. I wrote for
Serious?
graduation. Suited, I wrote for graduation. So that's really how it worked for me. I did a lot of studying and I was able to get an idea of how to run things, which is why I can personally sit here and say that my business side of things is pretty well run. Yeah. And it's not by a professional team or somebody that's selling you dreams of being able to manage your life. Anyone can do it. It's my sister and it's my best friend and it's my dad. But it's honestly, I can be honest with you guys and say it's one of the most solid teams that I've seen around me because I had that education. So I'm a big advocate for education being a huge key to your success because no one can finesse you when you understand what's going on.
I just wanna drop mics.
You know, as you're saying this, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting this, there's a voice in my head that's going like, I've watched so many videos, especially of ultra elite sportsmen who go, respect the process. And it's quite clear and evident to me that you've respected the process. Not only have you gone through it, you've respected it. And I'm seeing it in my own life right now where things I did literally 10 years ago
are helping you today.
Are making me do things now that people are going, how do you do that?
How do you know that?
How do you know that? I'm like, no, I started off in the business doing that 10 years ago. So I want to know from you because no matter where you find yourself in life, whether you're in the corporate, in civil society, somebody who wants to make progress in life, there comes a moment where you feel like you're on a plateau because you got to put in the hard yards, you got to put in the 10,000 hours, but something in you has to keep you going. What was it for you? What made you respect the process and thus keep yourself, mind, body, soul still invested in pushing forward in your dream?
Geez, honestly, I have no idea. But I can give it to like this conviction that you have for what you love and what you want to do. I think it's really important to trust that and to see that through.
Yeah.
And I don't have a choice but to do it because every day it knocks at the heart of like the door of my heart. Like, this is what you want to do. This is what you love. Whether it's working out or whether it's not, whether we have things to do or not, whether a song is selling or it's not, the conviction remains, which makes it important for me to see it through. Else is just no point for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you talk about the pressures and that you face when you're having to, just listen to your heart at all times. I want to ask, how do you navigate the pressures, the TikTok era that we have right now?
I have 3 videos on TikTok.
No, but I mean, the TikTok era is really about being relevant at all times. And as an artist, it kind of compromises, you know, that very intimate and sacred part of your artistry. And you always have that pressure. I need to make a song that's going to trend. I need to make a song that people can, you know, do a dance to, or I need to make a song. How do you navigate your career in this current time?
We'll see what happens. I'm going against that at the moment. So let's see what happens.
I really like that, because you're probably one of the very few artists who has a philosophy that it is not necessarily a critical part of having your work heard and appreciated. So I'm now curious, why are you going against that, if I can ask?
I just want one app that doesn't have my footprint. Just one app. If that could be TikTok.
Huge.
Just
statement.
one. Because I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. You have me. You have my attention. I basically work for you, Instagram. I work for you. I show up every day. I'm present.
On stories.
I'm on stories. I can't get away from Instagram or Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, Shek, just like, let's have one thing that
I'm not there,
you know? And the other thing is, I can't do it. I can't do the TikTok dances.
I'm not the only one. Yeah, guys.
You know, you've seen me. Everyone knows I suck at it. I'm not going to force myself to be good at it because that's what everyone's doing.
But in terms of like being viral, you know, I think that's the drug right now in the industry. It's, I want to be viral.
Perfect
do
word.
you ever have
drug.
Those pressures when you're creating your music, when you're in the studio of, I need it to be viral. I need it to be viral.
You do.
Yeah.
It sucks. I hate that. You care a lot. You want people to receive it how everything else is being received.
Right.
You know? Yeah, I do. I do want to go viral. I do want to be a TikTok sensation. I want to hear my songs sped up and, you know, mashed with an old school R&B classic.
Right.
You do want all those things, but sometimes not everything is for you. And I'm just there where I'm like,
well said.
I wasn't born in the 2000s for a reason. I wasn't born for a reason. You know, I have a little brother that is younger than me, and he'll tell me, Shek, no one says that anymore. Or,
oh, you there
get
now?
With the
yeah, I'm there now.
I've been there for 15 years.
Like, when did I get there? Like, cat.
I know.
Like, it's been so long. Like, I'm a grown adult woman now.
Okay now.
Which is crazy. So it sucks. I want to go viral, but I'm not going viral.
When you say that, right, I'm confronted with the question that, so when you do produce something that you feel, and I'm sure everything that you produce, you feel that way about. You've poured everything into it, and it tanks.
Yeah.
One, how do you process that?
Interesting.
Two, how do you continue to do what you do?
Does it feel like rejection or?
It doesn't feel like rejection, but it kind of just feels like it's weird because it's like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean you guys not listening to track 11 on the project? Like, what do you mean?
You are a recent Summer Award winner. Can I just drop that in there again? Thank you.
Multiple.
Thank you.
Multiple.
But also just this year recently. So it's not like you're out of
No, 100%.
the relevant stream.
I'm not, but it's from people's perspective. So a very interesting thing happened to me last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm sharing this. But anyway, I was standing at the bar at Msaki's show last night, and someone came up to me and they were like, huge fan. And I'm like, thank you. And I was like, my name is so-and-so. Cool. He's like, unpopular opinion. I'm like, hit me.
Yeah.
He's like, why aren't you not like, you should be more like
So-and-so.
So-and-so.
Yeah.
She's doing it. She's...
What?
This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my life, you know?
Like upfront to you.
Upfront. And I just had to stop there for a second and I was like, okay. what is he saying? What is his information? Is that true? Do you care? How am I going to respond to this? And I went home and I realized that people are going to have their opinions about things and there's nothing I can do about it.
Got it.
You think I should be more like homegirl? I get that. You know what I mean? But you really have to just know yourself. And I think in that moment, I realized, damn, I know myself now a lot more than I used to. I think that conversation would have broken me if it was 2020. But in 2023, I'm just like, you don't do your math because your math is not mathing.
Sorry.
Like, your math is not mathing. TikTok and like, it all means different things. For me, I don't want to go viral, but I still want to be being able to be booked.
Right.
At a great fee.
Right.
Being streamed constantly, consistently, whether it's small, consistent streams. It's like, I'm very successful. So I can't actually hear what you're saying.
Do you mind repeating that? I'm so sorry.
I love the sound of that.
I didn't hear. I don't know. Did you hear it? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
It's just success is different. It looks
Thank you.
different to different people. And I think for him, he expects me to be in LA and New York and all these great big places that are, you know. So he was basically saying, you're not overseas, you're not international.
Oh, wow.
But I'm like, okay, but my second highest country streaming is US. So you don't,
Thank
but you
you.
don't know that,
Let's
you
go.
know. So sometimes you really have to get to a point as an artist where you know yourself and you don't get thrown. And I think I'm just there, like the balls are being hit at me, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm just getting like, you know.
I really love your point about talking about the conversation of choosing who you are in the space of what I call unprovoked feedback. What I think is really critical is because there are a lot of aspiring artists who fall prey to the same kind of hamster wheel of trying to be successful in the same way. Let me have a big TikTok. Let me do this. Let me do that. And what is risky, I think, about music that makes a real difference in people's hearts is that it's not music that is often the most popular, the most downloaded. We all want a good time. So if I want to dance, there's now 10,000 different songs. And no offense to the dance genre, by the way. What I'm trying to say is when it comes to music that uplifts and inspires, it's also important to remember that your listeners and your followers have different ideas of where your career should go. What ultimately matters is what you believe where you should go, right? What is also interesting is there is a cost to not following the mold. Right?
It's a huge
because
cost.
we just talked about the fact that, you know, it would be cool if you're viral, but you get that sometimes you don't have to be.
You look crazy.
I would like to say something.
Yeah.
In general, I would like to say something to fans, if I can. There is a responsibility on us as much as we like to put a lot of expectation on our artists for us to do our homework and to understand how well our artists are actually doing before we open our mouths. And it's not just because you shared this experience. I find that a lot of the time, we're so good at being able to say to people, if only you did this, if only do, and we haven't bothered to really know who they are in their career.
100%.
And what they value.
And what they value.
What is success to?
What do
What does she value? She doesn't value.
We've limited our love to them to our favorite song.
to our favorite song. And the thing is, I think everyone that's looking from the outside feels like they can do what you're doing better if they were put in that position.
You know all about that, right?
Even, and even with the confrontation, the unpopular opinion that guy shared with you, he might have actually really come from not a bad place, like trying to advise. Maybe
It's just
this
uninformed.
But it's like, you didn't do your research. And also maybe that's not what I want for myself. And I see that you see me there. You see me doing whatever she's or whoever the other artist is doing, but that's not what I want to exist in. You're an artist. I'm sensitive about my ish.
Dude.
You're sensitive. You are a human. You have to deal with being in the public eye. You need to go back to your space. The fact that artists need to let us in even beyond the music that they're making. They need to let us into their lives. They need to have YouTube channels. They need to be vlogging every day. Is insane.
The
For us to
demand,
expect that from them.
in all honesty, the demand has reached really scary levels, because what's been interesting for me is the discussion and you know, I'm sitting with artists. The interesting thing is I view all three of you as artists in your own right in different spaces. But what's interesting about where I feel really concerned with musicians, and I'm glad we're starting with a musician in our family, in our wellness family this season, is that, and I think this is a very interesting wellness question. Have we gone too far in how much we ask of you? And I know you can't represent the entire industry, but you do something really amazing that maybe a lot of people don't know. You launched a platform called Rose Fest. And the reason I feel you're so qualified to answer this question in some form is because you're so active at uplifting other artists. And the last, maybe it's been longer than the 3 years, because we look from our little houses and cell phones and we're like, oh my God, she's so great. And there has been a concern I've had as a doctor who treats artists as well.
Oh, please
Have we
treat
gone
me,
too
babe.
far? That was a very instant, guys, with pleasure, of course. But Shekhinah, I think you're really well suited. Wow, the puns are dropping. to answer the question, because you actively support your fellow mates. Have we gone too far as fans in what we expect out of you guys?
Yeah.
And has social media made it worse? Can we get a nice, frank answer? Because this is your platform as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely gone too far, expect too much, and expect everyone to be the same. Like, comparison is the thief of joy, like 110%. We know that. Artists are also people, and we need to also learn how to separate the art from the artist. Like,
That's it.
it's like there's two different people that are being presented. You have that in any other job, your work self and then the self that knocks off, you know. I think we've gone too far. We have too much access.
Yeah.
And
Familia.
yeah,
Familia.
we in each other's,
Yeah.
you know.
Say it.
If I'm working
Business.
If I'm working a
Say
9
it,
to
girl.
5, if I'm working a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
4 p.m. hits, I'm out of that work. No, none of the customers are calling me. Nobody is
Right.
inquiring. But
Bro.
with artists,
It's
24/7.
24/7.
Yeah.
Yesterday you were literally attending a concert.
Yes.
And now you're speaking work.
Goodness
Yeah.
gracious me.
My Lord. I'm here to enjoy. How am I
you know,
strategizing?
It must
now
be
in this-
jarring. It must be jarring.
The thing is, do you think that I haven't looked at her career and sabawelled a little bit myself?
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
says, that's
That's
not
kinda
for me.
nice.
That's not for me.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm-
exactly.
Maybe I'm gonna get there, or
Get there.
like, let me be inspired by her.
Inspired.
Yeah, like maybe approach the question from, hey, what do you think of
Oh,
this person? What do
please.
you think? Hey,
Because then I would
is
have
it
told you-
Not you should, because
Right.
I think that.
Love the girl, inspired by her, and you know what I mean. Like, yeah, she's younger than me, but I'm inspired by her.
Yeah.
That's the truth, and it's just ignorance at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are in our things.
Yeah, I get it. I
People
understand.
are in our things and very demanding, and they think they know you, and you know, a lot of people always tell me, oh, you took a hiatus, or I'm never, always at the job, in Blackie's voice, like. Musicians are always in studio. Whether you get the
Yeah.
music or not is subjective. And I think that's also my thing, is like, I make music every day. Whether I put music out every day is completely different. This is the journey that I've decided to take as a musician.
Yep.
And I am lucky enough to choose when I want to profit off of it and when I don't. And at the moment, it's just therapy and healing for me, and like vibes. It's good times.
Love that.
And sometimes that's all you
And-
need.
And I love that, because
It's okay.
my next question is a wellness related one. Shekhinah's wellness.
Yeah.
So take us
yeah.
into your sanctuary outside of that beautiful home that you own.
Yes.
I'm interested in what you do to keep you sane. Are there 3 things you can think of that ground you, that you do
100%.
repeatedly, that you'd like to share?
100%. I go for a hike.
What?
You and Kat.
You and Kat, it's a match
yeah.
Do you see that mountain
When
over
you're
there?
in Joburg,
Yeah.
we're hitting Kliprivier.
Okay.
We're touching all of the,
We
Let's
we
go.
want footage as proof.
No,
Thank you.
100%. I know 100%.
Right?
You know,
Love that. You're a hiker.
Hiker, love hiking, and prayer. I would be nowhere without Stephen Furtick or TD Jakes or Sarah Jakes or Stephanie or any of even Pumile Dwaba. I would be
Shout
nowhere
out.
without my spiritual family.
Love it.
Guys, I can't get through life without arming myself first And then the third thing would definitely be like vibes, friends.
I love it as a category.
Yeah.
Just
Vibes is
vibes.
a category.
No.
Pluggers, if you didn't know.
Because you know how self-care
Yes.
lately they've
Boring.
made it this, it's boring. Like they've commercialized
Self-harm.
It's
They have killed it,
self-care.
haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And sometimes just doing the normal, just sitting on the couch.
That's
watching TV
my
and just
favorite
chilling,
thing
and
to do.
That's therapeutic in its own.
My couch is probably the most expensive thing in my house. I value chilling so much. So
Vibes.
I chill. My girls are my life.
All right.
And community. And
Mm.
I love to listen to a good sermon. I love to go to church, and I love to listen to praise and worship. I wouldn't. You were speaking about praise and worship, and I wanted to be like elevation.
Oh,
Maverick
let's go
music.
now.
Come on.
But I won't
Maverick
get
City?
to-
Are you Maverick City?
Maverick City.
They were supposed to be. They were supposed to be in
Thought it
Joburg at the end of the year.
Yes.
Oh, they didn't come. My heart is broken. Yeah, and hiking. Everyone knows. If you want to go for a hike, call me. I'm that cool in Joburg. Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Okay. It's not a too open invitation, pluggers. Ngiyazi ninjani, please.
Open invitation.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I take it back.
Oh,
It's fully open. Kat and Shekhinah are
I'm
going to
ready.
do
I'm ready. I'm
a
ready.
pluggers hike.
Hey,
A
we
pluggers
could do something like that.
hike. I
Yes.
see that coming.
So
I
I'm
see that
wondering
coming.
now, with all that you've shared, what the year ahead looks like. If you are at
Oh,
liberty
man,
to
I'm
share
eager.
with us,
Sure.
however much you'd like to share.
Yeah.
Given where you are, where you'd like to go, because I know our pluggers out there love you and they'd love to support you along on the journey, and we're all excited to see what the future holds for you.
Oh, I'm so excited. I do also not know if I'm coming or going.
Mm.
But a loose idea, I think, of the year is learning. This is a learning year for me.
Mm.
I'm trying to just intern at my own studio.
Oh, wow.
I want to intern at my own studio because I don't know how to explain it, but I just want to be inside of music even more than I already am. And that's knowing everything about each and every single cable and how to roll the cable. And
Wow.
I'm that passionate about it. It's
the
boring.
process.
So I'm hoping that this year I spend more time in the studio, understand the treatments and what makes a great quality studio. We're working on our loft area at the moment in our studio, hoping that can be a nice listening and writing space.
Oh, that's nice.
The studio is really great. It has a lot of history and a lot of legacy.
Okay.
And a big shout out to
Where if I may
Mr.
ask?
Forbes. It's in Randburg,
Okay, so
Joburg.
Okay, beautiful.
It's just got so much history.
Yeah.
Everyone's worked there. Everyone's produced stuff there. And I think
okay.
because certain people went there, I started going there.
Nice.
And then years later, I now own the place, which is amazing.
What?
Let's go.
I know.
Let's
Yeah, that's my
go.
baby.
Congrats.
Girls with deeds.
Girls with deeds.
I
Love
mean, title deeds.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's my baby. So just working on the
Congratulations.
studio,
Yeah.
trying to make it more accessible to people, trying to get more brands involved in the space.
Mhm.
And in terms of music, definitely, I spent the year last year just making music.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think I'm ready to share it, which is
Oh.
also really cool. I'm not always
Wait.
ready to share
So
music.
I'm sorry. Let me play this cool again. I'm sorry. You dropping new music this year?
I hope so.
Listen.
I might
Yeah.
change my mind.
I might change my mind. You know.
Please don't Rihanna me, please.
No. I love Rihanna.
I just literally
no.
got that excited.
No, we worked on so much music last year. I think it's only fair to share the music.
You heard it here
Wow.
first. Hey.
Yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
just living life.
I'm
Vibe.
just,
You know,
wait.
That is enough.
Yeah.
May I the philosopher thing that you put on my head for some reason? You
Go
said
right ahead.
You just said now I want to be more like within music or inside music than I already am. And I'm gonna throw it out there. Answer it, don't answer it. What is music to you?
Ooh.
Ooh,
This
music.
thing that you want to be inside of so much more than you are right now. What is it?
I don't know. I just love it so much. I love it so much. It's my first love. Music is my
That
first love. Yeah.
And I've heard, a friend of mine, Mobile,
Yeah?
shared
Oh.
that Shekhinah
Mobile.
used to be so strict in high school.
Oh.
She took her music so seriously, and you can even see it today. Like how
I heard you, well, the stuff that, you can't believe everything you read, but I did hear that you started being very vocal or expressive about music as early as grade 9.
Wow.
So this story I can definitely
I
believe
was
because
with
like,
the bully. Yeah, I was a
what
choir.
were
She
you
was a choir
like that
bully.
young? Like, were you in a choir? What was going on? What did you sound like?
I was just that girl, like, where's everyone? Why didn't you come to choir? Choir
Oh.
started an hour ago. You're late. Like, how annoying. I'm so sorry for being that person. Guys, I do a lot of introspection. Like, I'm always like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? But I was I spent most of my life in high school doing music. We'd get like weeks off of school just
Yeah.
to go do a theater production or something.
Okay.
Yeah, to be more inside of music is just like to know everything that I can, especially when the question was about film scoring. That's also another beautiful
What?
element
That
of
would be
music
great.
so
I haven't bumped into somebody in such a long time who embodies something that they love so much. And I was taken back to, and I don't know if you'll remember this.
Uh-oh.
I was doing a gig, and this is like about 10 years ago in Joburg. And you were the guest artist at the gig. I was the MC.
Oh,
And
yes.
we were
Kailami.
transported to the venue. And I remember like it was dark and the driver was playing some radio show and you wanted me to listen to a song that you were working on. And you gave me your earphones. And I remember how excited you were, how involved you were, how it felt like music and what you were doing was the very breath that sustained your life. So when I asked you right now, what is music? I felt like for me, that answer is you. You are music.
Oh, God.
Man.
Thank you.
You embody it so beautifully. You live it with every ounce of your being, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Flowers.
Sorry I made you,
Flowers.
I played you my music. Everyone knows that it's annoying to have artist friends because we're like, should we just listen to this one? What do you think?
No.
Do you like it? What do you think?
hear that part. Hear
It
that
was a
Please,
very,
my
very
friends
special
hate
moment.
my music. Like, they hate it. My friends hate it.
Oh my God. Okay. You without your craft. I'm now keen to explore Shekhinah, the woman, especially the evolving woman. What did you do for fun? If someone were, your friends could tell us, I know they could dish some. There are some friends
say
here.
what you
But
really
Wow.
since there is this whole thing about it needs to come from the horse's mouth, I don't want anyone misrepresenting your fun side.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, girlfriend.
Yeah.
So if you can just tell us how Mugel has
That's
a good
fun.
time when it's not related to music, which might be a challenge because
Yeah,
you're so in
it's
love with music.
challenging,
There.
yeah.
What do you do for fun?
I feel boring.
Board game. Do you feel board
Watch
games?
TV.
Are you the friend that does board games?
No.
Okay.
I don't like losing, so don't want to play it. Like, why do I want to? You guys are so smart. I don't want to play it.
Why the hell would I want to play 30
No,
seconds with
no.
Come to my 30 seconds team, I'll carry you. I'm joking.
No.
Okay, so clearly
Not a games girl.
you would hate to be in a team with that. Okay, what do you like to do?
What do I love to do? I can't say go to shows because that's music. What do I love to do?
You
I
talked
love to
about
cook
loving
for
your
my
couch.
friends.
Okay.
You cook.
Cook,
Amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'll show you guys photos. Just
Please.
Now. I made nachos for my friends the other day, but like I take
Excuse
cooking
us.
very seriously. I love
Oh my gosh.
it. I love
I
to
know.
cook.
Yeah.
I love to cook.
You
I
love
love
to
to
cook.
Top 3 dishes.
Okay, so chef.
Top 3 dishes you make?
Top 3 dishes: nachos, lasagna with a little bit of extra.
Excuse us.
Yeah,
Bit of
lasagna.
extra? Bit of extra what? Extra what?
Maybe like I don't know. Maybe like a green lasagna. Do you get me? Like
Let's go. Space.
yeah,
lasagna.
just think like
I mean,
yeah.
It comes from the planet Pluto.
Yes,
just
yes.
Jay.
A special recipe.
Just in case you thought the voice is the only talent.
No.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
So
lasagna.
it's lasagna, it's nachos, and then it's curried beans because I'm from Durban. So
Mhm.
you have to like coup beans. We can take coup beans to the top. We can take coup beans far. Like take it far.
Koo thanks you on
Yeah.
behalf of this.
Thanks, coup. I love you.
I didn't think it was. I didn't even know it was possible with lasagna. Like,
Oh yeah.
what?
No,
Oh, yeah.
everything.
If-
Eggs,
You can.
breakfast.
I'm sorry, I forgot. We don't just have one chef in the house now. We've got two.
Yeah,
Katlego.
breakfast, everything, everywhere.
You can
I'm
make it
dying.
work anyway.
Oh, I'm into this already. Okay, I feel like I'm on a roll now. So Shekhinah's favorite things. Favorite song on your playlist right now?
Favorite song on my playlist right now would either be one, Baby Keem, Honest, or two, it's just right now, obviously it changes weekly.
Okay.
Would be
Yeah, literally today.
Pink Pantheress and Ice Spice, Boys a Liar, Part 2.
Shekhinah's favorite fashion accessory.
Favorite fashion accessory would be my wigs.
Okay. Excuse you.
How many do you have?
Too many.
Oh, really?
You've grown a collection.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. Okay. Favorite artist of all time.
Amy Winehouse.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Easy question.
I really thought that
Easy.
you were going to go Lauren.
Lauren.
Hill.
I also thought.
I know. No, Lauren is definitely second.
Really?
Can I take a
Wow.
moment and digress a little bit here, since the favorite things is my portion of the segment? I did see something interesting. I was really curious to ask you. Girl, Britney Spears.
Come on.
I love Britney. Britney's
Put me in the
Britney's on the
picture.
top 10. Come on. Come on. Have you seen the
I'm a
picture
star.
of
knew it
Britney
was gonna
Spears
go
and
downhill.
Snoop Dogg? Like,
In what? In what?
have you seen the picture of Britney Spears and Snoop Dogg?
I love you, Britney.
Where
just
they're like
in
on the
case.
court and she's like wearing a snapback and like her and Snoop.
Okay.
all I
Everyone loves Britney.
Wow.
Is there a favorite song from Britney? We might as well go there.
It's toxic.
Oh, that is the jam. I knew. I was like, if there's a reason she likes Britney, it's toxic.
It's toxic. Like, also describes moods. Britney Spears toxic is always a constant mood for me.
Okay, and one of the most cliched in the world, but I feel it belongs in the segment. Favorite color?
Purple. Mm.
Awesome. Okay, I'm satisfied.
Thank
Boys.
you.
Are you? I was wondering, do you have a
Very.
favorite book that you would
Ooh.
suggest that everyone should read?
Love it.
So I'm not the greatest reader,
Uh-huh.
so I can't say yes. But I think there's a book that I read when I was 7.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's called The Prayer of Jabez.
Okay.
And there was something about that story that stuck with me. Kind of like a little boy, like his dad tells him, don't go there. And he's like, why? What's through there? And he's like, I'm just telling you, don't go through there. Then eventually the boy goes through there and then he can't get back through the wall on the other side.
Mhm.
Imagine reading that at 7. But
Charms.
but it made sense to me. And like when I was 20, like, Shek, don't do that, because once you've made that mistake, you can't unmake it. You know what I mean? So The Prayer of Jabez was a book that was really cute for me. Obviously, we were all adults, so maybe read about Jabez separately. Yeah.
I love it. I think we're ready for Plugger's Corner, Linda.
Yeah. So we had, we spoke to our pluggers and we told them that Yazuktin, we have Shekhinah coming.
Yazuktin.
We have Shekhinah coming over to our studio, and they sent through some very lovely, voice note messages. But we had to pick one, and the lucky one we're just gonna play now for you. Okay.
Hi Shekhinah, my name is Banash from Cape Town.
Hi.
I just wanted to let you know that I love your voice.
Oh,
I really
babe.
love your voice. I really love your music. I've been following you since I was in high school actually, and now I'm working. I'm a big girl now. And I love it. I love you, girl. I love you. You must keep on doing what you're doing because you raise other people. You might not realize that, but sometimes there is times you're just down and you just listen to this girl, Shekhinah's voice, and then you're just up. That's me. That's how it goes with me. Each and every time I'm listening to you, I appreciate you a lot. I do appreciate you a lot.
Oh, babe.
Isn't she the sweetest?
That's the impact.
man.
How's that
Yeah.
make you feel? How's that make you feel?
Oh man, my heart is warm. Even being here today is like, it's so interesting. Life is so interesting.
Yeah.
I really needed to be here with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
We just trying to let
I was
Don't even get
that
us
we
started.
really love you.
Oh,
Hey.
thank you. Please send my love.
But thank you for hanging out with us. One of the things that's been really beautiful about creating the journey of the wellness pluggers, these are the conversations we dream of continuing to have, where we're able to allow people into really important but special parts of people that they do admire. But humanity is at the heart of what we do and building a community. So officially, I would like to say, Shekhinah, welcome to the Wellness Plug family.
Yeah.
We are more than thrilled to add you to our fold. And yes, girl, I heard you on that. I am your doctor officially, okay?
No, please.
Ain't nobody messing with Shekhinah from
Please,
now on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing. I can't wait to see everyone else that comes through this season. Yeah, and just it's gonna be a great one. I can feel it.
I want to wrap things up.
Okay.
On
Where we
just
going?
Another
Where
round.
we going?
Another round of the voice from within. Can we do that?
How
Just
am
like it's
I?
like our favorite shots.
Okay.
As friends, this is our favorite shot.
Okay.
Wellness shot.
Okay.
I'm in.
Am I gonna start this time?
Yes, you started
So
this.
I went 20. I'm gonna go all the way down to 1.
Okay.
Question number 1 from the voice from within.
Name the biggest what if in your mind.
Oh.
Oh my
You asked
gosh.
these
Questions.
I know. I live for you. I live for voice from within.
Wow, that's so hectic. That's dark.
Mm.
That's very dark.
It's dark.
Bro, that's
It's
so
dark.
dark.
Yeah.
I'm thrown.
Mm.
I don't like that question.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
No, but I want
glad that
to be
wasn't me.
honest about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I guess it's a culmination of many moments in my life. Many moments. Of
You coming
what
with
if
something.
I was honest with myself in that moment?
Ooh.
What if I was honest with myself in that moment? And there have been many moments like that that proved to be life defining. Where before you reach the edge of the cliff, there are many steps before then that could have guided you onto a different path.
Yeah.
Perhaps lessen the pain, perhaps lessen the disappointment and the devastation that life brings. What if I was more honest with myself? That was dark.
That landed in such a special. I even
But
closed
you know
my
what?
eyes.
I
felt
respect that. I love that question because even in this moment, I had to go like, you know it's there.
Yeah.
So say it.
Yeah.
So say it. Don't
and-
try and block it. Don't try and sanitize it. You know what it is.
And thank you
So
for
sit
saying
in
that.
it. Sit in it.
Because you're a parent, and one of the hardest things you're going to teach your kid growing up is how to stay in moments that where his honesty may feel uncomfortable for others.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
I know.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I won't keep it deeper than it is.
You're next, Dr. G.
Oh, I love that. Well, we're doing a challenge. I now challenge you. Okay, I receive.
Take
I
it,
receive.
take it.
And I chose number 9. Why do I feel like I'm on a game show?
I love it.
Box number 9.
What scares you the most?
Oof. It's always been a very clean thing for me. Loss. It never gets familiar. And the reason it scares me is the unpredictable nature of it. We constantly talk to each other and go, life is short. But we really don't know when we're gonna not have someone in our lives physically. The pandemic definitely tested me the most. I had way more nightmares in the last 3 years than I've probably had about loss. And I have nightmares about loss. I dream about losing people. I wonder what life would be like without them. And then I've had to face life without people. And till this day, loss is the number one thing that still scares me. Oh, hi, voice from the thin. Hi, yo.
Let's pass it over
Why
to
is this
you,
only
Linda. I want
water?
to end
Why
off
is this only water?
the last one's going to be yours. So prep your number.
Two
Linda,
for
you're next.
tens. I'll do number 10.
What quality do you admire the most about yourself?
Quality. What quality do I admire most about myself?
There's many, darling.
There's one, darling. I mean, look at me.
Pick one.
But I think for me, it's definitely my ability to do self-introspection at all times.
Oh, 100%.
I think somebody could wrong me, but I look in within myself, like at all times, like what can I do, you know, to do better, or how can I, you know, how can I make the situation better? How can I manage this? How, like, I know sometimes the things are not our responsibilities. It's not, but I just do so much self-introspection whenever I'm faced with any adversities in life. I just look from within all the time.
Yeah.
That's
You
amazing.
know, yeah, I have to practice that most.
What a quality. That's amazing.
It is a good one. People don't do that.
Yeah, faced with any challenge, I look from within. How can I make this better? How can I?
And doesn't that make the burden of life in general easier to bear?
Yes.
Because it always starts with you, and
With
you
me.
are in control
Yeah.
of what happens.
Definitely. Like even the reaction, how you react to certain things, you need to look from within, because how you react will always, you know, ultimately lead to the end goal. You know,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
has an equal or greater reaction. So I always look from within.
Right? Love that. The very last
Man.
voice from within.
Save the best for last. What do you have for us, Shekhinah?
Number 11.
11.
9, 10, 11. You said
Hey, Bo.
What is your biggest strength?
Mm.
Oh, it's gonna sound like I'm taking from Linda, but I think it's also being able to introspect. That is like a strength and a skill. Yeah, I'm good at looking at my parts of every situation and doing the self-work. I think it's good for your community and the people around you.
Yep.
If you are constantly keeping yourself in check. I think that is a great strength of mine. I don't know. Did it have to be a deep answer? Because I'm also really good at like...
Here's where it goes deep for me. How did you, because you said it's a skill, and a skill is something you can learn.
Over
So how do
time.
you- yes, over time.
Yes.
So how do you learn it over time?
From being extremely wrong
Yes.
Ooh.
at one point in my life
Okay.
and struggling to understand, you know, what's going on. It took me 2 years to realize that, Shek, you were wrong in this situation. It was a breakup, but
Okay.
I needed that because I realized that I only started introspecting at the age of 24 years old. I
Wow.
feel like that's very old to only then start taking accountability for how you walk, talk, act.
That's it.
So I had to go completely left. I had to make some really bad decisions and mistakes.
Okay.
To realize that, like, no, people are walking away from me. Where have I gone wrong?
Okay.
What can I do better to make sure I don't maybe lose someone in my life again that's a great person? Yeah.
That's incredible. Being honest with yourself. Right?
Mm.
Being honest. Being honest with yourself.
I couldn't think of a better way to
What a
encapsulate
time.
what a time.
What a love, what a love.
Hey.
What a love, yeah.
This is,
What
by
a
the way,
love,
our
oh.
official musical genius in our family, Shekhinah.
No.
We all
Take-
know
take
that.
away-
Like, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Take away the genius. But Shekhinah, it's been,
Oh.
man,
I've
it's
had
been
a-
a life privilege. You know, I've had the privilege of bumping into you a couple of times in the industry when we do our work, but to sit down like this with you and have a proper
Priceless.
sit down conversation and share heart to heart. Thank you for that honor for us, for the pluggers out there.
Thanks,
And
girl.
we hope that you enjoyed this episode, the very first of season 2 of the Wellness Plug podcast. Of course, subscribe, like, follow so you can be in touch with us on everything that we're doing. And of course, you'll get to see who our next guest is soon enough. Hope you enjoyed it. Have yourself a wonderful day. We love you, pluggers.
We love you guys. Till next time.